Boy, do I have a treat for you guys. I am so excited for you guys to hear Lorraine's story. Now, before I introduce her and bring her on, I want to talk to all of you skeptics out there in the world because Lorraine was a true skeptic. And what I mean by that is when she and I met for the first time, she wasn't so sure that she was going to be able to get the kind of results that I kept claiming that she would get. And so I'm excited for her to come on and talk about this. And not only that, but I'm going to show you what she has done in only 4 months. Lorraine, hi. Come on and
Hey,
talk to us.
Terry.
How are you? So
Good.
good to see you. I'm excited for you to share your story. So tell me and tell the audience. Let's talk about why you were so skeptic. Tell me why, when you decided to interview with me and we talked that first time, why were you so skeptic?
Terry, honestly, I was so skeptic because I had been through so many other programs and just met with failure, just complete failure. And I was just like, is this just another one of those things? So I didn't, I just really didn't, I wasn't sure. I was just
Yeah,
skeptical, very
yeah,
skeptical.
yeah. And it's very common, right? Because there's so many people out there, including doctors, who say
Mhm.
that they know what they're doing or that you can reverse diabetes. Actually, doctors don't believe you can reverse diabetes, right? You were told by your doctor you were never going to reverse your diabetes. So,
Yes, that's
right.
true.
So it's very common that women are skeptics. So fast forward a little bit. So when we met, you explained to me just how you were feeling. Tell me, tell the audience, like, what was going on with you physically and mentally, and how are you feeling?
Okay, I can tell you I felt horrible, and you saw me raw, horrible. I mean, I was just feeling terrible. I wasn't getting any sleep. My sleep was interrupted. I knew I wasn't eating right. I just felt terrible. I felt terrible because I couldn't show up for my family like I like to. And I felt like I didn't want to go on medication because I had had that experience with my mom being diabetic and watching her in a slow burn on the medication and what it did to her. And I just knew that I did not want to go that route. I did not want to live that way.
Mm-hmm.
Quality of life to me was more important than quantity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so powerful. What was the kind of the breaking point for you when you decided that, listen,
I
I've
got
got
to
to
the
do
point,
something?
yeah, I got to the point where I didn't want to feel this way anymore. I never wanted to feel, I was going to do whatever it took to never feel this way again. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
my blood sugars were well above 200.
Mm-hmm.
A couple were over 300
Mm-hmm.
and told my husband, and he was concerned, as any
Mm-hmm.
husband would be.
Yeah.
And I was like, honey, I got to do something. I just don't know what.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I know you've tried everything. I said, yeah, I feel like I have tried everything. And then I
Yeah.
found you.
Yeah. Why do you think like the doctors, I mean, the doctors didn't help you. The diabetes educators didn't
No,
help you. Why is that? Why aren't they able to help?
because I truly, honestly believe that they are more concerned about sick care than well care. I think they're more concerned about just medicating you to keep you copacetic, but not trying to replenish your body, renutrify your body, give your body something that can go beyond the diabetes,
Yeah.
reverse it.
Yeah. Yeah. Spot on. Right. And so when you say that your quality of life was suffering, so besides the high blood sugars, and you said you had extreme fatigue, what
Hmm.
else was showing up in your life that made your quality of life just horrible?
I didn't want to be in any pictures with my kids. I didn't want to, there was times when I just didn't want to go out in public, just because I felt horrible. There were times I loved to garden and I loved to cook, and I was losing my passion for both. I really was.
I remember talking to you
Not a
about,
pretty picture.
yeah, I remember talking to you about that in our conversation.
Yeah.
And this is the part of when I first meet women like you, that's the part that just breaks my heart is the brokenness caused by a disease and caused by doctors not knowing how to help you. Because
True.
as we're going to show here in about 30 seconds, diabetes is reversible. It is possible to lower your blood sugars with the right help, the right person that cares, the right protocols, and
Protocols.
a person like you who decides, listen, enough is enough.
Right.
Oh, sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? We talked about that in
Exactly.
interviews.
I was sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
And I, even to this day, I know that my body is still healing. It still has a way to go. I acknowledge that. And I will say to my family, like if we're going out and I'm like, my body is still healing. And if they're having something that I don't want to have or shouldn't have, I'll tell them, like, my body is still healing. And that's not going to profit me. That's not
Mm,
going to help me.
mm. And you're very fortunate because you do have a very supportive family
I
too,
do. I do.
and
It's more my
that's
children.
huge.
It's more my kids. Mom, can I get a hot dog at Costco? Or,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
right.
you really don't want one of those.
Right. But think of like,
Yeah.
I know you're a teacher by nature, so which is why you did so well too, because you're very structured and you're just very disciplined and you're whatever. But you are actually not gonna be, you have been and are such an inspiration to your kids. They're seeing their mom transform. They're seeing their mom a different woman than she was just a few weeks ago.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Right?
yes.
Going from no energy and not wanting to do things because you didn't feel good, not wanting to be in pictures. I mean, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
To
And now,
now,
Sam, we go and we ride bikes. And I honestly, I don't care how I look.
whatever.
We're making memories.
Yeah.
Sam and we go walking, almost every day.
And you
So
never could do that before.
I just didn't feel like it. It's not that I
Right.
couldn't. It was just drudgery.
Right. Well, when you feel like
Yeah.
crap, I mean, it's pretty hard to get you
Yeah.
back up, you
Well, and
know?
you're stressing. I didn't realize this either, but at the time I was just putting more stress on my already stressed body.
Right.
And I couldn't understand, well, why isn't the weight coming off? I'm walking, I'm doing things,
Right.
why isn't it coming off? Well, I wasn't putting in the right fuel that I needed.
Right.
So
And
that
the mechanism has to be fixed on the cellular level.
on a cellular level.
Which is something doctors don't know how to do, and medications can't do that. The only thing that can do that is you doing the work, to
Hmm.
hard work of replacing and repairing the cells.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show this graphic.
Oh boy.
It's pretty
Is it
shocking.
scary?
Yeah, by the way, audience, I always surprise
Oh
the gals
Lord.
with their graphics. They don't get to see it before us because I love getting the reaction. But anyway,
Oh boy.
it's beautiful. So look at this. This is what you have done, Lorraine, in only 4 months, a
4 months.
little less than 4 months. 24 pounds down, 30 inches down. You're down about four sizes. Your blood sugars were in the 200s. Now they range between 190, 110, again,
Hmm.
based on what we're doing with the healing process. But look at the difference. Look at the
Yeah.
difference. Just the inflammation in your face. Look at
Oh
the
yeah.
difference.
That was huge. Yeah.
When you look at this, what comes up for you? Are you proud?
Yes. I know that wasn't sounding convincing. I am. But I'm realistic too. And I'm like, I look at things in black and white very much. And it's like, I know I have a ways to go. I still have a lot to learn. I've learned a lot
Yeah.
and I'm still processing a lot.
Yeah.
But I know I'm ready for the next step in my journey too.
Right. I mean,
That top picture, whoo, that was my highest weight ever, ever.
yeah.
So,
But
yeah,
but this is the value of you deciding to finally do something about this. And
true.
the skeptic that you were back
I'm a
then, I
believer.
mean, aren't you just like so proud that you made the decision to take on this task to learn? Because
Yes,
you can do Weight Watchers, you can do Jenny Craig, and you'll lose a little bit of weight. But what happens? You
you'll
don't
gain it
fix
back.
anything and you gain it back.
Right, exactly.
This is going to stay off, and you're learning new skill sets, and that is the key. You
That
can't
is
you
true.
can't you can't put a value on education and learning and results. Like this is amazing, Lorraine.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, I don't want to share too much, but I'm going to share this. When we met, right? In fact, the first couple days when you started, you were very in pain. You were in a lot of pain,
I was.
a lot of
Not
pain.
just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, because it's all connected. It's all connected.
Talk about that. Talk about how just the process of learning about how the body works, learning about that diabetes can be reversed, getting the results that you're getting. How has that helped you in reducing that pain and the transformation process?
Well, when you live with the thoughts that it's always going to be this way, I see it in my family, like my not my immediate family, but my mom, my brothers, my sister, and you feel like there's no hope, because I mean, I can say my age. I'm 64, almost 65, and I'm like, how are things going to change at this point? So there was like no hope.
Mm.
I felt very, very hopeless. And I was like, Lord, I don't know what you have for me. And then I found you and I was like, okay, now is this just another thing, right? Is this
Right.
just another thing, Lord? Is this just another, is this going to be
Gimmick,
another fail? You know?
a fail. Yeah.
Yeah, is this going to be another fail? And I've learned that it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm committed. For anybody out there struggling with skepticism, go all in. Get ready. Get ready for the journey. Get ready for the ride.
We talk a lot about in the academy, we talk a lot about how pick your hard, right? And when I say pick your hard, people always ask me on the calls. I think you even asked me, like, well, what do I have to do? Is it going to be hard? And I always like to say, well, anytime you make a change, it's going to be hard. But it's
Hmm.
also easy because there's a process and there's a simple formula that we follow. The hard part is just making the changes. But is it harder to make the changes and do the work and learn new skill sets? Or is it harder to be 24 pounds heavier, to be on medications, to have your blood sugars high, to have the worry, to be able to not be in pictures with your kids, to be able to not know what to eat, to be feeling like crap? Like, what's harder?
It's harder feeling like crap. It
Right,
really is. Because there were days when I would just make myself do things, but I didn't want to.
right.
I just felt that bad. And when your blood sugars are over 200, pushing 300, and a couple times over 300, you are going to feel bad. And
Right.
I decided I was not going to take medication. So for me, I solution. And um, I had dabbled in intermittent fasting, but I learned I was doing it wrong because I wasn't nutrifying my body. I wasn't preparing my body, setting my body up for success so that I could intermittent fast with success and feel great.
Mm. Yeah, girl. And here's another thing I love about you and your process. You went all in at once. We worked on the skepticism and kind of the pain points that you were experiencing, which is all very normal. You really went all in, and I love your background. In the back you have these
Oh, my
determination and
wall. Yeah.
patient and pray, future focused, and you just proved the point that when you make a decision and you decide that you're no longer going to pick the hard that's actually on this end of the spectrum, which is the disease, you're going to pick the hard work of getting better. You prove it by what you just are saying on your board, being patient with yourself,
Yes.
determined,
You have to be
future
patient with
focused.
yourself, which I'm probably the least patient with myself. I have to do more of this. Be kind
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. What do you think the number one thing is so far that you've learned about your health in
That
this?
diabetes is reversible. I will see the day when it is completely reversed and blow my doctor away. I will. And then I'll say, Instead of sending me to this person and this person and this person, you need to send your patients to this person right here.
Isn't that
How
crazy?
can you refuse?
Well, I'm not going to comment on that because I, yeah, I need to be careful what I say, but I'm not a huge fan of doctors at all, just for that reason, because they,
Yeah.
anyway, but awesome. I mean, I'm just so proud of you
Thank you.
because I brag about you all the time. I talk about you all the time to my, my coworkers and people that I are in my circle of influence, because you're such an example of going from pain to purpose. Like, your pain and your reason for wanting to change has now turned into, your new life. And I just want to show this graphic again because this is amazing.
Hmm.
And I know, we already said we're not done, but who's ever done? I mean, once we get to, your diabetes reversed, which we will, there's still going to be more to do because our health, I always tell people, I want to teach my clients and what I preach, and teach my clients how to continue with age getting better, not worse. We
Hmm.
should not get
Hmm.
worse with age. We
Right.
should keep getting better. I want to like crack the code in anti-aging. Like, as we get older, we should not feel worse. We should feel better or the same,
Hmm.
right? And we should feel vibrant until we get called home. And I'm
True.
on a mission to do that. And I'm going to bring you right along with me, girl.
Well, thank you.
So if there's anything, if we know you're going to be such an inspiration to many women watching this, and there's going to be many women who are in your shoes, if you could give these women watching you and listening to your testimony a piece of advice or some encouragement, what would you tell them?
Terry will tell you, I did not do this in the beginning, but trust the process. Just trust the process.
The process works.
It does.
You're proof
It
of
works. I'm living proof. Yeah.
that. Proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
I have such a heart for you because you're a beautiful woman.
Oh, you're gonna
not
make me
only-
cry.
Well, you're a beautiful woman, not only on the outside, but on the inside. And I saw that in you when we first met, and you didn't see that in yourself. And I hope you're starting to see it now.
It's coming.
Love you, girl.
Love you too. Thank you so much for everything.